Okay, my husband has the new rack for our car, and he's gonna put it in now so that we can tell, so you can tell the difference in where the trays for it lay now and where the one that he damaged so badly, the difference. Hopefully you'll be able to see. This slides in to there. That's about how much should be out of our thing. It has a little, actually, I can't get it on me, but it has a little guide right there where it goes. Anyway, so he's gonna lock that into place, and it's a dent where it went into the car. Okay, as you can see now, the pans are sitting down in a level position. In other words, this groove is level for the bike to sit in. And there's 3 positions on this bike rack. There's a load position, which is what it's in now and is nice and level like it should be. There's also a an access position, which will be the second notch in the apparatus, and then there's the store position. So he's going to go ahead and show you those positions, but we're going to measure first how much difference there is and where it lays. Okay, this back pan is 18.5 inches off at the bottom, and it looks like 20 3/4 at the, yeah, 20, a little over 20.5 at the top. So there you can compare the difference, how far the bike rack, after it bottomed out on the receiver, pushed all the way in, then it pushed that all up and pushed the rack all up. Okay, this is the access position. On some vehicles, if you don't have a long hatch, you can actually just slide it back to this position to get in your car. Then there's the store position, which rests a little bit away from the car. And that store position is what you can leave it on your car when you're not using it. And that is appearing to be closer than it's supposed to be. It should not rest that close to the car. It should be back from our car just a little bit, which leads me to believe that there is some receiver damage. But might have pushed the receiver under the car as well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put it down in the pan position for y'all, the load position. So he's going to go number 1 back to the access position, number 2 down to the load position. Okay, this is where we would load our bikes. And these systems ratchet up. Carbon recumbent bikes, you can't pull a bar down over top of easily, so you attach them with the wheels, and nothing rests on your frame, because they're a long different frame bike. They're not like a regular dyno frame. This is my husband's recumbent. Mine's damaged too badly. Once we got it off the car, we can't get it back on. So he's going to load this. The way these load is one wheel goes into the front, one wheel goes into the back, and then it ratchets down. And it ratchets with this mechanism. I'll try to get up a little closer here for the second one. And you'll be able to see this move. And at that point, your wheel is held by this on both ends. There's a place here where you can put your locks through here to keep anybody from stealing your bicycle. So right now you see that his bike is longer than mine because I'm a shorter person. These are custom made and they're sized according to your height and your X-seam. Where your seat sits, where your handlebars sit, everything is adjusted to you. They're fitted to you. So this bike right here sits a little, his seat sits a little further back because his bike is longer than mine. But what I am seeing is his seat is exactly like mine. I do see that there is clearance between the back of the car. It should be sitting out this far. I'm not sure how much clearance. I think it would have been a little more clearance with the receiver in the place it's supposed to be in. But that's about, I mean, as long as your bike is away from your car, then, and he's measuring it to it's 5 inches right here. I don't know what it, my bike is smaller, so it would have been further away. But at any rate, mine was pushed all the way into it. What basically happened was, and my seat would be, here's the Kia emblem that it mashed into, and I know it's hard for you to see. I scratched up all this here, put a couple tents in the bottom. What happened was, when he rear-ended me, he drove this receiver, this bike rack, all the way into the receiver as far as it would go, and then bowed that heavy-duty frame you see around the receiver towards the car. Then when that wouldn't go any further, it bent all of the front and back pans towards, that hold the bikes, towards the car. So at that point, it flipped the whole rack up after it bottomed out as far as it could into the receiver. And my seat, instead of being this crease, this part you sit in, of course there's a cover that goes on this when you ride, this was right here because I'm a shorter rider. My bike's not quite as long. But anyway, it pushed that all the way into that emblem as far as it could, pushed all of this on both ends, basically stopped there because the receiver couldn't go any further, and wrapped both ends of the bike around the car, stressing, in other words, bowing the whole frame in the middle. On the pictures I sent you, you can actually see where it hit so hard and bent this back tire so bad that it actually bent this into the rim and moved the tire all the way over here and wrapped this frame around it. It bent all of these ratchet holders. On this tire, as you can see, there's a crank on the front of this bike, and your wheel lies under it. This is supposed to be, looking at it from the front, your holder is to the right of your crank, which is this. When he hit it, he twisted this completely over to here, all the way to the car, and of course pulled the wheel and the frame all the way around with it. So it completely went past the crank, and you have pictures of that as well, as do we. And that's about all I know to tell you. This is close to the position it's supposed to be. It's a little bit closer. We do think maybe the hitch has been pushed forward as well, but the 2-inch receiver. But at any rate, this is the new rack that we just replaced, and that is his bike, which is a recumbent, the same brand recumbent and the same style, with the exception that mine is made of carbon fiber and is a Bashada Aero CA2, I believe is what it is. But anyway, so I hope that helps you guys and gives you an idea of what happened and how far the right rack was tilted up. It is sitting like it should sit now. It shouldn't be sitting way up in the air and the bike pushed into the car. So I hope this helps y'all in answer any questions. From what I understand, I did ask for an adjuster to come out and look at all this, but they were not able to send an adjuster out there. They said that's not normally how it did it. So I tried to do this for you. I couldn't get it done until today, and this is a little difficult. I can't lift the bikes or lift the frame or anything like that myself, so I had to wait for my husband to be off work to get all this done. All right, thank you, and that's the end of this video. I will send it to you.